My future was already set. Work was there. I knew what it was going to consist of. It was going to be a lot of money, a lot of partying, and a lot of good times, and absolutely no purpose. And I was okay with that. And slowly but surely, those things with the world that I was chasing, the money, the boats, the cars, everything like that, didn't bring me any satisfaction. I continued to turn to drugs because they gave me the adrenaline high that I was looking for. They gave me that temporary satisfaction that filled the void that was missing all my life. I never felt like I belonged, so I was always looking for something to make me whole. I searched everywhere, never found it. I worked for my dad, family business all my life. That's what I knew, work hard, play hard. However, I always knew I had a problem. I was different than everybody else because when everybody else was ready to go home, I wanted to keep going. Take whatever party we were at that night and turn it into a 2 or 3 day event. Whether I had to go to work or school or whatever it was, it didn't matter. I stayed drunk and I stayed high. Ended up in about 15 to 20 different inpatient, outpatient treatments. 28 years old, moved to Lake the Ozarks, got arrested for possession of cocaine and wound up in prison the first time. Did a 120 treatment and got put on probation. Throughout those 5 years that I was on probation, actually 8 because the 5 turned into 8, I ended up going back to prison 4 more times, mostly probation violations, but on the last one, I committed a new crime. I was high on cocaine, methamphetamines, and I was coming down. I didn't have a will to live. I had hit a point to where I either needed to get help or get high. There was the only 2 options. I went to my mom and dad's house where my brother was living. Went to the door to maybe ask his help, maybe get in there without him knowing and take some money or whatever I could find to get high again. Got in the house, he was asleep. I found his wallet, stole some money from him. Ended up going on another week-long binge. My brother ended up pressing charges on me, so I went on the run because the law was after me. For 2 years, I lived in abandoned homes, lived with dope dealers, sold and did dope myself, became the biggest drug addict you've ever seen. At that point in time, I mean, I was rock bottom. I was lying, cheating, stealing, robbing every single day, committing up to 8 felonies a day just to support a $300 to $500 a day heroin addiction. My wife left me, took my kids, and for 4 months wouldn't answer my phone calls. I was living in Branson, Missouri, and after 4 months of no communication whatsoever, didn't even know where they lived, I texted my wife one last time. I said, what do I need to do? I said, I need help. And she said, the only message that came back on my phone was John 3:16 Ministries. So I looked it up. 3 days later, after I hit my knees in that hotel room, I was in John 3:16 Ministries. That's when my life changed. I was in John 3:16 about 3 months. Surrendered my life to Christ. Worked for Jesus the whole time I was there, and when I was released, when God led me out of John 3:16 Ministries, I ended up right back in Mountain View, the place I said I'd never want to go again. Didn't understand it, but I knew God had a plan. When I got there, first place I went was the church my daughter attended through the Awana program. I wanted to be involved with my daughter's life, so that's where I went. I walked in that back door of that church. They welcomed me with open arms. They immediately gave me areas to volunteer, and I took every piece of advice they gave me. I was surrounded by a group of older men that guided me and guided my path and led me to places that could put me to work and help me spiritually. It didn't take too long that I was on a retreat with my church, this same group of guys, and they offered me a job working in the church. But to have someone trust me and give me keys to a church after that many years of 25 years of doing drugs and ripping people off, it gave me a sense of contentment. I mean, I just found that the world was right again, that there are good people living in this world, because for so long I believed it wasn't. Today I've been clean off drugs for over 3 years. I've been clean off alcohol for 2.5 years. Today I have adopted my wife's oldest daughter, Ellie, with a record as long as mine. That's unheard of, but the judge allowed that to happen. God allowed that to happen. Today I have 4 children. I've been blessed with 2 more that have never seen me use, never seen me drink. I'm not saying they haven't seen me do things wrong, because we do things wrong every day. However, they're not going to have to ever see me get high. Today I am living in a wonderful house provided by God also, that could only happen through God. Today I am 100% out of debt, being I was over $200,000 in debt when I got out of John 3:16. Today I am free. Events like Save Our City give me hope that people become more aware that there's a problem out there. For so long we've lived sheltered lives, maybe didn't want to see the problem, so we pretended it wasn't there. If we act like it didn't exist, then we didn't have to do anything about it. But the problem is the problem just gets bigger and bigger if no one does anything about it. So to make people aware and give them some info on maybe how to handle different situations when they run across somebody maybe that's deep in a drug addiction, give them some information on who they can call, who they can contact to find that person some help. Not that they have to do it all on their own, but to know that there's help out there, and there's people that will open their doors to these people who have nowhere else to go is the starting point. Could have some drastic results on the drug problem in our communities.